and everything else about this. It is the fact that British people can't say it themselves. Many people in Britain are not able to say the things that I'm saying because they don't have freedom of speech over there. So they have to rely on people that are sometimes overseas that see these injustices happening, that speak up about them, and they have to either share the videos or something else, right? And so, like, that's it. So true, exactly, yes. And so that's one of the other big reasons why I talk about it for this reason too. What would happen if USA, what do you got, in USA, if it happened over there? It happens over here too. It does. Like, it's really bad over here. Mostly a shower, watering it down, claiming it's part of bigotry. Yeah, I mean, again, like, they're trying to water it down and justify it because it's beneficial for them, right? I mean, logically. And, so, duh. And, my first win on MasterChef.
That's just nice.
That's enough. Fried chicken. That's it. I just want fried chicken. I don't want anything else, like any of this, like any of this green shit. But like, what the fuck is like? You eat this? Like, I'm not. Yeah, guys. Like, just listen. I want fried chicken, mashed potatoes, gravy, and at that for mouth. Yeah, you know what I'm thinking about this, right?
I'm talking about eating.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a piece of shit. You know, big rapid bread. I'm talking about eating. It's more. What is like?
Oh, what are you doing in your hand? Oh my God! Look at this! You got. What are you getting? Oh my! Look at that nasty ass shit! You getting it on the floor!
I'm supposed to say that.
She likes to eat. I believe you.
Go ahead.
It's just really like I don't even know what to say. So what is this here? New York Times reports Graham Plattner, a Maine Senate candidate, used to keep an AR-15 lying around his apartment and to sharpen an axe while watching TV. According to an ex, he often said, if anyone broke in here, I would rape them. In a sexual way, not in a gay way. He was like, I would rape them to show them that I'm dominant. She said, describing him as having a warrior ethos. That's even gayer than me, bro. Like, that's bad. That's even worse than what I said. Where'd they go? Separately, Dave Graham Plattner, unsettling behavior. Holy shit, man. And some remain friends with him. Let me go back and scroll down and read this. Oh, I can't PPR. How fucking annoying, man. I'll see if there's any more details about this. That's really crazy. The axe thing, oh my god. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. Holy fuck, man. Easy rolls, though? I mean, I don't know. And, number one, unsettling behavior. What the fuck is all this? Rumors are spreading from Portland to turmoil. Extensive conversation. He tried physically ill, but also demeaning to women, and at least in one case, physically threatening. He drank heavily and was regularly unfaithful. Man, including his dismissive remarks online about rape and derogatory comments about women, as well as the tattoo that he had that's widely recognized as a Nazi symbol, he said his past behavior does not reflect who he is today. The worst thing I said on the internet on my worst day 14 years ago. Oh my god. I mean, this dude is a psycho. He's a total psycho. I'm amazed that they're even trying to vote for this guy or do anything with him. Like, it seems like it's such a lost cause. He's 100% cooked? Is he really? What is this? Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, it's going down big time. Oh, wow. He wants a binge? I mean, remember I clocked this guy months ago and people were getting mad at me. Like, I can tell what these people are. Like, it's so odd. Like, I don't know why more people can't. To me, it's so obvious that these people are fucking around, right? They are. But he'll still win? Well, I don't know. The thing is that the Jay Jones stuff didn't affect him negatively as much. But I think this guy is still affected a lot more. Jay Jones had a couple of text messages get leaked that were bad. This guy is cheating on his wife. He's cheating on other women. He's got photos of himself with the Nazi tattoo. He has comments that he's made talking about how terrorists are good, or how they're, doing well in a battle. He's watching ISIS execution videos. He's downplaying rape. He's saying he raped people that break into his house. I mean, I feel like it's a lot. Like, I mean, that's way worse than Jay Jones. That's a lot more. A man's man? I mean, like, yeah, he's on the wrong side. And he also wants to have trans kids in schools, right? So, like, this guy, again, like, he's a fucking psycho. An absolute fucking psycho. Yeah, you don't want to deal with him at all. And I just got here his daughter, Graham Plattner. This is the recent guy that they're all trying to, leftists are trying to put their weight behind, right? And I think that's kind of what's happening. And it's heterosexual, right, of course. And let me go, by the way, Hunter Biden, we got to talk a little bit more about Hunter Biden. Because people aren't going to want to hear this, but they're going to need to hear it. And let me go back and show this. Where is it here? Hunter Biden 2028. Let's smoke the competition. He replied. I know this may sound petty, but I can't stand when people put Photoshop meth pipe in my mouth. A crack pipe doesn't have the little bowl at the end. This is why we can't trust AI. Please make the appropriate edit. Thank you for your attention to this. Are you seeing the vision yet? I told you guys, like, I tried it. Listen, I see at the beginning, no, you still don't. I'm telling you guys, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And I want you to know that you heard it here first. It was so obvious. Anybody could see this. Oh my fucking God. As requested, sir. Wow. And what the fuck? And this is also what he said. What the fuck timeline are we on? Someone called me the MAGA Whisperer, and I'll gladly take the title. Left, right, Democrat, or Republican, we all want the same things. We're all divided on purpose by the Epstein elite oligarch class because as long as we're at each other's throats, they get fat and rich off our misery. The second we figure out that we agree on more than we disagree, they're done. Love your neighbor, do your no fucks given. Everything else is great, but still Jake Tapper.
Bitch, I'm gonna die
it's a stupid thing to say, but like it's also really competitive, right? And yeah, let the man cook wouldn't be the first time. And so he's got to run. He's gonna run. I'm telling you guys, it's probably not going to happen in 2028, but I think it will probably happen the time after that. And then he will have built up at that point to full power. Maybe the time after that, like 2036 or something like that. Like we are looking at a Hunter Biden.
Oh yeah, I did in the fucking water. I remember that shit.
By the way, I'm gonna do a poll. And I'm not gonna influence this at all. Who would you want to vote for the most? Kamala Harris.
How?
For Biden. One more example. No. These are only Democrats. Only Democrats. Bernie not gonna run again. Realistically, he's not gonna run again. Jill Biden, she's too old. She's not gonna run again. Either. Okay, well these people look like they're the front runners for Democrats. They're the front runners. Okay. Who would you guys rather vote for? I know you might not want to vote for
What the fuck? Ah, you bastard!
That's right. And I don't know why you guys couldn't see this. I don't. Because there are all the time people don't see things that they need to be looking at. And now we're starting to see it pick up. Now people are beginning to understand. It's going to be Kamala because she puts on a good show, really. And 3 women versus Hunter. And so anyway, who are the 100 people voting for Kamala Harris? Probably because they think that she's just boring and that she wouldn't do anything crazy. And so that's it. And so just keep this in mind. Keep this in mind. Like, you might think that this is a joke, but soon you won't be laughing. Let's smoke the competition. Let's crack down on crime. I can see it. That's right. Presidential Nepo candidate wouldn't be the first time. It wouldn't. It's happened. Yeah, I'm laughing now. I know. Smoke them hard. What's the problem? I legitimately think, and I know this might sound crazy, I legitimately think that Hunter Biden has an extremely strong chance of running, and he probably will have more bipartisan support than any of the Democrat frontrunners right now. And I don't even think it would be close. He's the anti-hero. He is. Why do you like him? It's not that I would never vote for Hunter Biden. I wouldn't. But like I understand why people would, and I understand what the appeal is. I get it. The bar is on the floor, and also like it's not even Hunter Biden being popular with people is not necessarily it's not about Hunter Biden being good. It's about the other people being so bad. They're so bad that really you would rather have a crackhead. You would rather have a crackhead that apparently every time he decides to do drugs, you want to take a picture of it. This guy's literally playing Grand Theft Auto in real life. Gets a lifelong basically pardon for everything bad that he ever did. And now he's posting about how he's going to run for president. I mean, you gotta admit, I mean, that's pretty fucking base. It is. Do the thing with Hunter Biden versus a cheese sandwich? Well, that's not fair to him. Yeah, it's not fair to him at all. Distract the retarded goy with pineapples soaked in... Oh my god. And, this is insane. And, imagine your own dad pardoning you. Yeah, I mean, like, if that was my dad, I'd expect my dad to pardon me. I would. Like, 100% I would do that. Like, why would he not pardon me? Yeah, definitely. Like, what are we talking about? Absolutely. There's also, this going viral. People are pissed because they post the video online to farm views. Let me see. I already used my red. Oh, revealed they had an abortion after warning. They killed their child who found the child while it's dying conformity. At least give them up for adoption or something. It's so horrible. I completely supported the abortion. Down syndrome. I totally support it. I think it's the right thing to do. I do. Like, you know, they're going to be a burden to society. They're going to have to be taken care of for their whole life. And again, like, I understand that this is the part where a lot of the, you know, like, more moral people in my audience diverge. I'm really not. I'm not. I am very much a utilitarian. I'm very pragmatic. And whenever I see people that have Down syndrome or there's something fucked up about them, this is going to be a constant drain on society. They will only be a drain on society. And fundamentally, it's a tragedy. It's horrible. But sometimes making that decision is a mercy. But this is also, like, I think it should be up to the family. Like, if the family chooses to have the kid, then I think it's fine. But, you know, like, if they don't, I don't think anybody should criticize them. So people are getting mad about this. This is exactly why you don't nut in raw, a 30-year-old. So you don't, oh my god. So, it's definitely adopted. This is here. There's this special Olympian. I don't want to make abortion illegal. I want to make it unthinkable. Yeah, again, there's people that are anti-abortion. I'm not. Yep, I'm not at all. Sure, I didn't expect to be able to be normal in comments. It's a bold strategy. Yeah, I mean, it's a very, very controversial, personal thing. Aborting your unborn child and posting your reaction for pics online is the most evil shit I've ever seen. Red people have grown up to be the world's smartest. Hey. Phony, killing like excuses, people make when it comes to abortion. It's going to respect all the double do one birth, one kid. So you have a little man assassinated. Just be real about it, bro. Damn, that's bad. And would you advocate for putting them out of their misery, especially whenever they're already born? I don't know. I think that, like, killing people while they're alive before after they're born, I think that's, like, kind of a different thing. Like, I feel like he probably... Probably not. Like, I don't know. I mean, like, maybe there'd be some circumstances where I would agree with that. But in general, I think it should be up to the parents for anything. Why you hesitated? Well, it's also that, and here's the reality, is that I am very much just a total utility. I don't have any, like, I have no emotion in this decision. Like, I don't even think about it. Like, to me, it's such an obvious decision. Like, yeah, obviously, of course. So I can't even comprehend why a person would have a moral, like, a moral problem with this. I genuinely can't understand it. It seems like the most obvious decision you can make. So, what if it's your kid? Yeah, of course I do. Obviously. Like, man, that's dumb. I don't want to have Down syndrome that I have to take care of for the rest of my life. Absolutely not. It'll be a burden on myself and my wife and my family and the society for the rest of its life. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Immediate. Like, I mean, it would not even, like, I'm sorry, like, that's just really the truth. And we can tell that your first and only reason was the financial burden of society and not the suffering that it has for the disease. Holy shalom. Shut the fuck up. So, no. The reason why I made the financial argument is because I don't think that Down syndrome people are inherently living a tortured life. I think that many Down syndrome people are very happy and they're able to live fulfilling lives. But I just think that they're a massive detriment to society. So, does that make sense? is that like for example, like if somebody has like a debilitating, like let's say they have to live in like what would equivalently be like an iron lung, then I feel like I would use that argument, but I don't think Down syndrome is the instance of using that argument. You say that now, the bond with the child changes you? Well, you wouldn't have the bond because you'd have boarded the kid before it became a child. So there would be no bond. So that wouldn't even happen. Yeah, that obvious. So, if you want my opinions on moral issues, you're probably going to somehow get the wrong answer. But in my own world, I have a moral compass. It might not point north, but I do have a moral compass. And I will gladly, willingly volunteer my opinion on these topics. I have no problem saying exactly what I think about these things, but I understand that when I say this is like, fucking insane to hear for a lot of people. We don't give your opinions. You want to hear the negative types of people you don't actually know? Well, of course you don't know. How could you possibly know something that hasn't happened? You're making an educated guess based off of the information that you hear. Duh. What would make you change your mind? I don't know. Like, nothing. I mean, like, why? I mean, like, I've seen Down syndrome people, for example, and people with these, like, debilitating disorders in school. And they were constantly a drain on society. They were a drain on everybody else around them. And ultimately, it was just like a huge negative with really no positive attached to it at all. And they were. I mean, like, and I know that sounds like extremely harsh and like very like mean to say, but it's just a fact. They're a drain on society. And so why would I want to sign people up to do this deal with them? It's just straight up. Do you think murder's wrong? Not always. Yeah, not always. No. I think there's a lot of instances where I think murder's acceptable. Of course. Yeah, no. Like, it's a funny aside, this is crazy. What is this? But yeah, anything except non-debilitating diseases? Well, I don't know. I mean, like, again, you have to look at more of it's like what? Oh, like somebody tries to attack you, somebody threatens to kill you, you are a rapist, let me think, like, all of these things, like, I would think are justifiably murder. You're a politician and you betray your country, let me think besides this. Oh, man. Like, if you're doing something that's unsafe that could put people in danger, like let's say you're driving down the road and like you're trying to evade police and you're drunk and the police shoot you in the back of the head, I think that's totally justified. That's not murder. Yeah, like a pedo, yeah, so then a corrupt judge, right? Judge takes money to like let a criminal go free. I think it's justified. So like there's tons of examples where I think it'd be totally fine. Sure. That's not murder. Murder's a crime. Or killing people, right? I mean, like, and ultimately, like, the process or the definition is not as important to me. Anyway, what is this? She only dates men that her mom is sexually attracted to. That you betrayed your country is the argument that a lot of tyrants used against their opposition, to be honest. Yeah, you're right. It's still what I think. Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what I think. Yeah. Anyway, our podcast? Okay. Speaking of tyrants. Alright, Hannah Burner reveals that she only dates men who her mom is sexually attracted to, and says that she wants her mom to be flirty with them.
Doesn't want to fuck him. One time, like, one fucked up thing. If my mom doesn't want to fuck him, I don't want to be with him. And I hate to say it, but it's so true. If your mom is like, he's nice. Nope. I want my mom to be flirty with him. I want to see that she gets excited when this man walks in the room. And that is so disgusting and sick, but my mom is nodding, listening. Be like, yep, I want my daughter to be with a fucking hot, like, if you're gonna have a man in our life, then you get an asshole and to look at. Period.
It's on that.
I do have to say, I tell my mom everything too.
Okay.
And
There's so much going on. Isn't this like isn't this like the most popular women's podcast? And then read the books. The body of art. This is exactly. It's one of the most popular women's podcasts. And it's that poor boyfriend who found the Floyd podcast. Well, this is the reason why. I don't know. I think there's a lot of reasons why they are the way they are, but this is one of those reasons. Body of art, yeah, body of art. And, yeah, really, it's just ridiculous. This is top Floyd slop. It is. This is absolute Floyd slop. Look at her face. Oh my god. The art of feminine or like feminism or something like that. Call her daddy. Like the thing is that if more women start podcasts, I think that the conversation about the 19th Amendment will become more of a public conversation. So I think these women should continue making podcasts. I think it's a great idea. I think we should let's get more women doing podcasts. I think it's a great concept. I mean, I don't want to get into that or anything else, but like, imagine a guy being like, "Hey, I'm dating your daughter." I mean, it's again like, as I remember correctly, it's just a bit, and both of these women are married. I have no idea if they are or not. I just think it's really really odd, and
Oh, God. Every single time there's somebody posting
yes, no matter what, bro. And call her daddy. Wow. And it's just an dude. Her parents are still married. Wow. And I'm yeah, this is insane. I'm kind of tired, of course. Wow, I don't know how anybody thinks like this, man. It's just nuts. What is wrong with these people? They're fucking, like, mentally ill or something. But yeah, it's one of the most popular women's podcasts.
Sexualized a little bit.
No. He fucking tweets about me all the time, which at first it was like...
Right, what's it gonna
Did you not?
Like,
wait, is that not? Wait, I jokingly said he mailed his cum in a napkin.
Don't say that is so gross.
But like what?
My son.
Okay, well.
Where's the spray bottle?
I apologize.
No,
So he didn't.
Don't.
He didn't mail it.
No.
Okay.
There's no mailing. It's not.
But in a playful way, you should just always leave these areas alone because there's so much social baggage around it. Another thing that you have to be really, really careful about is you could go into really dumb. So you have to be careful. Women are conditioned to not push back because if they say something, they're gonna come off as a turbo cunt, and then everybody's gonna be like, "Why is she being such a bitch? She was just joking." So sometimes they'll like play along. You think that they're kind of like into it, so you keep pushing, but it's like, no, they're just trying not to make it really fucking awkward.
He's completely right. He is, and it's just I don't know what to say. And he's very right. There are a lot of women that do that. It's extremely fucking common. And this guy. By the way, this guy lost his he lost his seat. He's on borrowed time. Destiny the Void Whisperer. Women have no agency. Women do things differently than men. And
Hey, racist, Mr. Secretary. What happened to you? Are you claiming? Hey, racist, you're claiming my time. Ask him to shut up. That's a pretty I'm not gonna let him call me a racist. No, I've never called you a racist in class. It is gentlemen. Gentlemen with respect. No. Gentlemen with respect. No one's going.
How we let a caveman into Congress?
I'm sure. My family has been pretty I have been my time here with I have been my time here with class. Since I suspended the file, will continue to interrupt the long time. Yes, sir. I agree. And I said, hey, look.
shut up, man! Shut up! I'm trying to talk. Oh my God! Think there more ways to walk. What an idiot! He fired the argument. He got fired. They didn't go for him. He cooked. He's finished. He's over. And thank God, by the way. And swimming with another friend, an 18 female, and she was wearing a two-piece. And at first, I wasn't paying much attention to her body. But as we were swimming, she kept pulling on me, and it was in contact with there was. And I definitely noticed it, but things were still fine. After a while, she did a cannonball, which made her top slip up and exposed her. I told her that she could fix it, but then I kept thinking about it for the rest of the time afterwards. I couldn't stop looking at her body. I feel terrible. I'm not the type of guy to perv on girls I'm friends with, and I don't know why I'm having these thoughts about her since I've seen her in a bikini before and it was never. What could have caused my seeing this sudden shift, and how could I stop it? See, this is the result of making every character reflective. It's gotta be bait. I don't think it is. I think that there are a lot of guys, so this is what's happened, right? Is that media, and I think that a lot of, inside of, a lot of these institutions have effectively, demonized any representation or any expression of male sexuality, evil or bad. And I think what happens is that now it's fucking depressing. Yeah, it's your voice. Yeah, exactly. And so now they're psyoped into thinking that being attracted to a girl is somehow you being a bad person. I think that's really what it is. This result, yeah, and I think that men are taught to feel guilty about their feelings. Exactly, you're right. And not male sexuality, male heterosexuality. Yeah, exactly. And it's very, very bad. Extremely bad. And hopefully they change this. I don't know if they ever will, but there's nothing wrong with this. I think it's pretty normal, right? I mean, damn. Like women just committed sexual assault, definitely. The male gaze thing, yeah. And the male gaze is made up by a bunch of women like this because they hate women that look like this. You know? I think that's generally what happens. Let me scroll and find out a few more of these here, because there's been a bunch of these other posts that I kind of have to miss out on. But a bunch of other stupid ass shit. And, oh, by the way, look at this. Will you be watching next divorce video on YouTube? Yeah.
This is Oliver. I want to pull up a picture and show you, because they're so perfect. This is Oliver, and that's Willow.
Oh, they are very cute.
Aren't they so cute?
And those are mini?
Yes, they're mini.
So show me with your hands how big they are. How old?
She is about to be 6 months. She's about to be 6 months. She's a growing girl.
What?
I saw a picture of you on a jet with Bad Bunny.
So she's going around sharing guys' DMs. So girls do this all the time. Remember how I said guys do? So, girls don't share nudes, but what they do is they share... Women, so this is one of the big things that social media has done to women, is that there are a lot of, famous guys that they'll just find these Instagram girls and they'll just try to hit them up so they can fly this girl out and fuck them, right? I mean, it's very, very common that guys do this. And so, in the process of doing all that, and they share everything, right? Yeah, and they share, like, whenever a popular guy or something like that messages them, because it builds up their own ego. In the same way that guys get an ego boost from getting a nude from a girl, girls get an ego boost from getting attention from a high-status guy. And so both of them want to conspicuously signal that they are important enough to get this attention. That's it. Makes sense? Yeah, it's like, no, I'm telling you, that's how it is. You just have a micro penis and they share it? Maybe, I don't know. And big update on the Lego situation on Dexterito? Yeah, sure. I can look at that. I haven't seen a lot of the Lego stuff at all, but let me go back.
Corona.
Out of breath.
That's new, right?
Hey, my baby. So, boom. I ended up going back to the doctor. Somebody told me to mix the Snickers with the tweet.
There's freaking bro.
Fuck, Barry Bone! You bastard! Work, you piece of shit! What the fuck? Fucking hate this remote. Fuck, man.
What the fuck are you trying to say?
Real peanut butter taste. So it's arguably taste peanut butter. We're just good.
Changes for 87. That means you're 38. You're 38 to 39 years old. And look, so here's another thing, right? It's like you can see this shirt is dirty. If you ever see a fat person with a dirty shirt and the stains are here and there, that means that they're just a shovel it in or go like Jesus, bro, like the whole thing. Just a bore, yeah. The breathing.
It's like you were doing with it now. There you go. Welcome back. Welcome back. Appreciate it. Hold on. Yeah, appreciate y'all, man. Right up. Hey, thanks for the journey with you, y'all. There you go.
What?
Boston. Appreciate it.
Boston.
Look at my dog, bro.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
appreciate y'all, man. Right up. Hey, thanks.
Jesus, bro. My arm's bigger than the fucking pineapple leg. Yeah, that's insane, man. I wish they zoom out and show the suspension on this car. I do. Like, this is just nuts, man. First one came and gone. Yeah, I know. And it's just, guys, I don't know what the hell is going on.
We're trying the strawberry.
Imagine being an 89-year-old retired DEA agent who started his career making black people smoke crack and seeing how far your work has come.
Kiwi. Yeah.
100 out of 10.
100 out of 10. Come on now.
The juice always gonna do it, I'm telling you. Hey, you put your juice on for ice, you can bitch that shit with some liquid. You wrong for me.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she is. What the hell's wrong with her? Deep throat and a fucking Kool-Aid pineapple? Holy!
What they doing?
Set it out. Round. I just gonna do right now. Watch.
I told you, now I showed you. How about that? How about that? Oh, man. I really don't know what to say, guys. Like, I gotta look at that, whenever he one-taps his entire drink, like, this is some championship. Like, this is like, you just basically you just doubled up on 2 soda cans at the same time and just sucked that shit down like it was nothing, man. God damn, I don't know if it's a he or I think it's a he. I have no idea. Dropping a conclusive update on his divorce. There's 2 courts. Alright, I'll watch this right now, but I will watch the full video of Nick. I'll watch Nick's full video tomorrow. I'm not gonna, I'll give it a little bit, let people talk about it, then I'll watch it tomorrow. But let me get this, we can only the Lego thing. Let's look at the Lego thing in a minute.
Let's talk about the So I've been away for quite a while. Let me tell you what, at this point, the case is over. I've been trying to get this divorce settled. It was a lot longer process than I thought, and I haven't talked about it in the official way up until this point. There's 2 different courts. There's the court of public opinion, that is Reddit, Twitter, all those great and wonderful places. And then there's the court of law, where I believe that was the best place to spend most of my time and focus most of my efforts. The divorce was filed by Melina in January of 2025. We had split up the previous year. It was amicable. We tweeted about it on Twitter. Everyone saw that. And the divorce ended up being officially filed by her in January. I sent Melina a 50-50 offer down the middle in April of that year. She did not accept it. I did not know what she wanted out of this divorce.
It's actually crazy. Like, so obviously I've known Nick for like 10 years, right? So like I know more about this than probably what he's gonna reveal in this video. So this has been
Course until mediation, which was actually in November, and essentially what she wanted was the same thing she wanted in trial, and that's
it's more complicated. I don't know what he's going to reveal.
We have here. I warned Melina that trial would be very expensive. It would cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, but still we had to go to trial, and you'll see why.
you can file divorce on other grounds, and I'll explain what those are. Cruelty. You can file for adultery, which didn't happen. Conviction of a felony, abandonment, living apart, etc. She filed on the grounds of insupportability. I'll explain quickly what she wanted. She wanted a 60-40 split because of her reasons listed. She wanted me to pay her $5,000 a month for 5 years. She wanted the majority of my part of the split to be locked up in my OTK shares. She wanted me not to be able to talk
that part. We're not looking at we're looking at a seagull that's landed on the tip of the iceberg and then quickly flew away. Oh my god.
About the case whatsoever. She wanted the things about taxes. She also wanted me to pay her lawyer fees. So, what did I want? Let's go. Essentially what I'm asking for in this is a clean 50-50 split down the middle, just like I wanted back in April and March of 2025. What we have here is the court's ruling. This is what everyone's waiting for, so let's just go ahead and get right into it. Remember during Melena's disposition of issues, she had asked for a 60-40 split because of things like economic and financial abuse of the petitioner. She did not get that. The community estate was essentially just 50-50 split down the middle with the...
I'll ask Nick before I watch it tomorrow. I'll ask him what I can review. Because obviously, as I said, I talk to Nick all the time. I know a lot about this. So like I don't wanna go ahead. So like I'm gonna be mainly just being like, yeah, that's crazy.
Exception of Starforge, which is about a $15,000 extra towards the way. It makes sense to me. I will probably earn more than her going forward, and that seems pretty fair to me. To summarize, it was essentially the same exact offer that I had offered her back in March and April of 2025, with the exception of the extra $50K.
It's been a year ago. She got to the same thing that Nick had originally offered her, and she didn't even get anything she wanted. All they did was listen to her. Basically, that's what TLDR.
Case lasted well over a year. It cost over $400,000 in lawyer fees, expert fees, and in my opinion,
and there were also other things that cost other people money too. Oh shit! Sorry about that. I don't know how that happened.
5 years. She wanted the 50-50 split down the middle. Elena's disposition of issues is a clean 50-50 the case whatsoever. She wanted the things about taxes. She also wanted me to pay her lawyer fees. So, what did I want? Let's get into it. Essentially what I'm asking for in this is a clean 50-50 split down the middle, just like I wanted back in April and March of 2025.
You're not married? I would want that. I mean, honestly, like, I think it's really sad what happened with Nick. Because Nick and Melena have been together, or had been together for as long as I knew him, right? Like, even whenever I met him, he was with Melena. And the prenup, it depends on who you marry, right? But, like, yeah, definitely. And so, like, it's really sad. I mean, that's the honest truth, is that, you can add in and, like, who's right, who's wrong, or, like, whatever. And, like, Nick's my friend, I'm gonna always have his back, right? No matter what. But, I think that it's also fair to say that, like, it's really sad to see what happened. It's like, I mean, the streams they used to do were good, and, like, they were together for such a long time. And, like, Nick's been able to find Catchy, and that's great, and I'm happy for them. But, like, yeah. I mean, like, shit, man. Imagine 10 years on that. Why she was so greedy? I mean, I can't really speak for her.
What we have here is the court's ruling. This is what everyone was waiting for, so let's just go ahead and get right into it. Remember during Melena's disposition of issues, she had a 60-40 split because of things like economic and financial abuse of the petitioner. She did not get that. The community estate was essentially just 50-50 split down the middle, with the exception of Starforge, which is about a $15,000 extra towards Millennia. It makes sense to me. I will probably earn more than her going forward, and that seems pretty fair to me. To summarize, it was essentially the same exact offer that I had offered her back in March and April of 2025, with the exception of the extra 15K. This court case lasted well over a year. It cost over $400,000.
It cost more than that. It cost Nick millions. It cost Nick millions of dollars. Because Nick didn't make money. And so, like, one of the reasons, like, I don't know, actually, I don't want to talk a lot more about, like, the intent behind a lot of this, but, like, Nick didn't make any money during this period of time because of the opportunity cost, right? He didn't stream during this period of time because, like, he didn't, like, from his perspective, right? He didn't want to stream and then effectively have, like, a tax on a tax, right? He didn't want to have his money be cut in half for somebody that's not even helping him stream, right? And so, like, the unrealized potential earnings for this are, like, literally millions of dollars. Does that make sense, right? Because, like, then he would just be streaming, and then she'd be getting even more money, and it would complicate the divorce proceedings because he would be continuing to get these big amounts of money that then she would want to continue. Like, you see how this would happen, right? You see what would happen? I use the bathroom real quick. Sorry about that. And we got face bags. Remind me about face bags when I get back.
Just wait 6 minutes. Let's just wait. Tough it out.
Where's the shit at? There's shit at. There we go. Got ourselves a Dr. Pepper. And you know what I got? The bottle opener. What? Wait. You fucking dumbass. I'm trying to get it. Like, I'm getting it a little bit, but it's just not. You know, honestly, we all talk about how annoying this is, but maybe this makes it taste better because I have to work. I got part of it off. Now I feel like I earned it, right? Teeth it? Teeth it? What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with you? Absolutely not. I'm just gonna order a bottle opener after this. I've been trying to order more things off of Amazon. just to like solve problems, right?
Dollars in lawyer fees, expert fees, and in my opinion,
Millions.
most of it was unnecessary.
It was.
But I had to go. I had no choice. If I was to continue to stream through everything, people would have been harassing me about it the entire time, like they did when I first started. And I do believe that me not streaming was the quickest way to come to a conclusion with this divorce. Speaking for me emotionally, this whole thing has been quite stressful. There's been so many things said about me that just aren't true. It was somewhat exhausting. And once I got this ruling, I literally broke down and cried. Like I was like sobbing tears, you know, that it was finally over. This actually happened back in January when we finally got the ruling. But you know, lawyer stuff, it took until last month for it to actually be over. I wish Milana and her family the best. I have no ill will towards them. Hopefully things go well for them, and I'm just ready to get back to work. I want to give this another try, see if I can still do it. So.
And that's the whole thing. I'll watch the whole video tomorrow. I'm gonna watch the whole video tomorrow. Look at everything else, right? And so yeah, Orphea can we get in chat? That's one of Nick's main guys. And I mean, Nick's been my boy, as I said, like 10 years, right? I've known Nick since like, I mean, there's like a group of like, I know Nick, Chance, S-Fan, Tips, fucking Train, XQC, who else? Greek. Like I've known these guys for like 10 years. Like Mitch, yeah, Mitch is another one. Yeah, Rich, it's coming up on 10 years. It'll be very close to 10 years. Cloaksy, yep, Cloaksy was around there then. McConnell's like 15 years. And Stay Safe, yeah, for sure. Like these are like people I've known for a really, really long time. So I'm always gonna have their back. That's just the truth, man. That's the way it is. Hassan, I've known Hassan for like, man, it's like 7 years. Yeah, I've known him for like 7 years. I've known his ass for a while, haven't I? Now that I think about it, you're right, Mr. Crapchow, yeah. And Little Payo, I've known Lil Payo. Like, I haven't really known him that way for a while, right? Oh, yeah, FaZe Banks. So Banks actually hit me up. Like, he hit me up today. Not today. It was like I was going to talk about today. Hit me up a couple of days ago because I was talking about, like, his stream getting debotted, right? And so he sent me a screenshot of him reaching out to somebody at Twitch prior to this happening for him asking them to cap his view count. So maybe it was a fake screenshot, maybe it was some other bullshit, but like if he sent me that, I wanted to correct the record because I'm not trying to make somebody look bad or make somebody look like an asshole. But if that was a legitimate screenshot, he did try to take preemptive action to like not have his stream look like it was fucking massively debutted, right? And so I figured I would tell y'all that and let people know. Because it's like, it's just that, I don't know if it is or not, I have no idea.
Thanks, you.
But like, I feel like, again,
What did you say
I think
again?
it's fair to at least give somebody's side of the story, right? I mean, I think it's definitely very fair. Like, I always give somebody the opportunity to tell their own side, right? And that's really what he said. And so, yeah, good guy. Actually, I don't know if it's good guy or not, right? I'm just simply saying that, like, he provided this information to me, and he said, this is what's going on. And I said, I don't really know if it's true or not, but I'll tell people. I think that's fair. He says, I appreciate it. Like, that's literally it. Like, I have no problems with people. You guys know this. And grooming gang inquiry, I did. I got to that today. I did for a while. I hadn't gotten around to that, but I did just recently. I did. Why is divorce so fucked up in America? Theirs was especially complicated because of a number of things that I'm not sure were made public, and so I'm going to refrain from adding context because obviously I would want to ask Nick first. So I'll wait until tomorrow to give like a full comment, right? And so correcting your statement, well, I think it's contextualizing more than correcting, right? Because I don't really know what's true and what's not. But yeah, that's it. And you still lose 50-50 even if you're not rich. Maybe. I'm not even sure about that, right? It's more complicated for rich people. It's very complex, right? It is. It's very complex, and I could go into like all the details and everything else, but yeah, that's really about it. And once I got Zelensky's open letter, no, I was going to look at, what was I going to look at? I was going to look at some of the Reddit posts too, because I've been like pretty far behind on these two. And vote for the most beautiful goat in Pakistan. I don't want to look at that. It's fucking disgusting. And like you're very close to getting permabanned for even posting that. It's fucking nasty. And I don't want to look at a goat's ass. Why the fuck do I want to look at a goat's ass? Okay, like, let's be honest, all right, guys? This is what we've lost. That's Zeus's mother.
What will you do, Father? You can no longer hide behind the skirts of Athena. Athena is dead because of the rape that consumed you. What more will you destroy? The hands of death could not defeat you. The sisters of fate could not hold. And you will not see the end of this day. I will have my revenge. Return, child. I will tolerate your insolence no more.
Oh! Jesus. I don't remember this part at all.
I can hold on no longer.
If I help you, we will both. Even now, Zeus dead.
The destruction of Zeus is why you saved me from death.
I saved you to serve the Titans.
That deny me my revenge.
Listen carefully, Kratos. You were a single pawn after all. Zeus is no longer your concern. This is our war, not yours.
This is really cool. God damn. So, I was about to say, yeah, it's really, yeah, this is writing. This is, by the way, the target audience for this, 14 and 15-year-old boys. How do I know? Because I used to be the target audience for this. That's how I know. Yeah, bro, like, this shit went so hard back in the day. I used to love this. And, yeah, absolutely. Abandoned by your own grandmother, I know. One redacted police footage. Oh, yeah, we're gonna get to this. I'm gonna look at the latest stuff after I finish this, okay, guys? Summary of then redacted footage, getting served, scary stuff. Yeah, this is, oh my god, this is really ridiculous. This is some nightmare fuel face Laufey in the trailer. It's just really, like, I don't even know what to say. And I don't know what the fuck they were thinking or why they would do that. Holy shit, Asmongold is right about the purple. You see, boys, like, whenever I hit on one of these, it really, Forspoken, Dragon Age, the Dale Guard, High Guard, Suicide Squad, Life is Strange, Concord, what is that, Dustborn, I actually don't know what this one is, I have no idea. Oh, Star Wars Outlaws, Saints Row, and Mixtape. DEI purple. There it is. Again, your mind is fine-tuned over millennia of selective evolution, natural selection, and preferential breeding to fine-tune your instincts. So whenever you think that you see something, you probably do. It's probably real. Is that why DEI is cute and funny? Apparently. Bricks and minifigs? Yeah, exactly. News? Okay, we're going to look at this in a minute. Give me 1 second. The new Wolverine's tame compared to this. It's in SFW. I'm not going to watch it. What is this? The word cringe? Proving the haters real. Or proving the haters wrong. Excuse me, I read it wrong.
She's not real?
Oh, so they don't think I'm real, huh? Well, tell me how real this is.
Yeah. I mean, he's right. That's exactly the way I feel about it. By the way, this is going to be normal. This is going to be completely normal in just a few years. I know people might not want to hear that, but it will be. Looks like I'm going to have to rebrand. Yeah, people are going to be doing this all the time. Like augmented reality, yeah, and not this, but like having relationships and stuff like this with AI. Alana Pierce has confirmed God of War Laufey is the project she worked on during her time at Sony's Santa Monica studio. So here's the God of War game I spent 4 years writing. She should have waited. The thing is, like, why would you go out and say this? To be clear, I deleted it out of respect. What is this here? This is a comment about something. This is from 2019. What is it here? And this is the sword as well. Fans notice the sword is from Bleach. Oh, man. I'm confused, Fake. Well, I have no idea. So, I fucking knew it. It's always a Foyd. And so, I don't know really if it's her fault this happened, etc. 4 years to write this shit's crazy. I have no idea. Like, I think that she should have waited to see, like, what people were going to say about the game before she came out and said this. And, like, if people are disliking it, they're like, I don't even know. Like, wow, that's crazy. New game? I had no idea. You know, just play stupid. That's what I would do. And so, yeah, Sword is Lady Gaga's disco stick. Oh, God. And it's Fable all over again. And Deborah Ann Wool portraying Faye in the latest God of War game, apparently hideous. He probably never got laid. Oh, this is somebody more talking about me. Yeah, and again, it's everybody, I think most people agree that, like, she's, you know, very attractive in real life. I'd say most people would say that. But the way that she looks in the game isn't the way that she looks like in this photo, right? And so that's clearly what's being discussed. But, you know, purposely misunderstanding, coupled with its over in the title. Is it really that bad?
Yeah, my bad. I was
They just took their makeup off? I don't think
folding
so,
my
man.
clothes.
I know. And 60 hours of unredacted footage. Yeah, I know. There's a lot more to this going on, and it's been.
Oh man, I just stood there all day.
And, what is this? Wow, remove this dialogue. I may have made a grave mistake.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I forgot I was streaming for a sec.
I trusted a woman. Listen, guys. The World of Warcraft that you grew up with is dead. It's dead, and Blizzard has killed it. They totally killed it. It's over. I know some people might think, oh no, it's gonna be great. Absolutely not. It's totally done. And Cockcraft, yeah, I guess so. Same series, different mind.
Why not, bro? Because we all have that. Differently too. Hey, you need to accept it. All of it. You're dead. How do I accept that? Simple. Focus. You're here. You here.
Death is an escape, Kratos. You are a warrior of Sparta, not a coward. Only a coward can such death.
I am no coward.
Then you must fight. I will show you the way to the Sisters of Fate. Only with their power will you defeat Zeus.
Lisa G.
ES2 game, by the way. Well, I don't know what to say. Yeah, it's like very clearly, like, I don't see how you could look at this and then look at this and then say this is the same series. I don't. I mean, it's just it's not even just the dialogue is like night and day. I don't understand it at all. And it's not. Yeah, it's just Goddess of War. Oh God. And what happened if they properly named it, made her actually hot? Well, I think that it would definitely do better. I'll tell you that. And gonna just leave this here. Okay, I saw that one before, and there's the Caleb Hammer video. We'll have to look at this here in a minute. And Transmog. Oh, I saw this before too. Now commit a war crime for her. Hey guys, all right. Let me see here. It's case about 50,000 to leftist gaslighting. Isn't it? It's so weird that these people have this like weird fixation around trying to misunderstand every topic and conversation so they can make arguments against something that's not real. It's very, very frustrating and odd, but, you know, that's just how it is. And, okay, we'll look at one more and then we'll look at the Lego stuff. Okay, guys? Hot on Hikers. CD, sex obsessed life. Separate porn? What?
That sounds not good.
Those close to the 34-year-old. Hold on. Jesus, scrolling. That's bad. Okay. And let me see if there's any more of these. I mean, I don't really... We already looked at all that stuff before, so I'm not going to get too far into it again. I'm just going to be honest. But until we see more of it. See the ads? The kick ads? The audio. A lot of audio, bro. Give me a minute.
We're running into the same issues, Twitch, with these ads. It's like I've ranted on this for so fucking long, and I'm so tired of it. Imagine okay. Imagine you know what? I'm just gonna skip right here. People who run platforms, all of them, okay, they don't truly understand streaming. They don't get it, right? They have what I call a sense of stolen value, okay? The streamers build everything, direct everything, and once they build it and make it successful, where it can be ran in an automated way on the back end by some fucking corporate individuals, right? The corporate individuals assume credits on a public level, right? Because what the streamers have done is all in private on the back level, right? On the back end.
Yep.
Right? So then they start implementing shit that makes no fucking sense. That's the problem. I mean, I can't understand. Here's what I can't understand. Okay? And Twitch has the same fucking problem. Okay? When it comes to messing with streamers' streams, I don't understand why any platform.
I think he's right that basically a lot of the platforms don't understand what makes streaming popular, and they do things that alienate viewers. That's the main issue, is that Kick Situation, same issues with Twitch. Yeah, I mean, if you keep running ads, you're going to have people that won't watch the content. Weird cut? Yeah, it's an odd cut. I don't know why that would happen. And, but yeah, it's just, this is just what got posted, right? But it's just a huge problem now. Like, I don't know how bad the Kick ads are at all. I don't even know if I have Kick ads enabled. Like, let me see, am I getting paid for Kick ads? Let me open up my revenue. It doesn't show any ad revenue for ads, so I'm not sure if it's running on my platform or not. I just have no idea, right? It's only on gambling streams right now. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm not even sure about that. And yeah, if Boomerster wants a TV monopoly, you're coming for the streams. Well, I'm not really sure why they're doing that on Kick. I just really don't. And it could be a lot of different reasons. Let me look at the Lego stuff, because I know a lot of people have been asking about this. We're going to look into it. So, what's going on with this? Let me see. Where can I find it? Is it there's a video that Ben made about this? Let me see. Yeah, finally. I know. And let me go back and double check. All the footage is released. Okay. Wow. So everything came out. Everything that was come out, and now, by the way, we are totally caught up and completely caught up with everything. So there's no more me like trying to catch up. Now we're all the way caught up, and everything is going out. So context, okay. So this is what the context is. Basically, this is a place in Utah. I think it's Salem, Utah, that has had an ongoing dispute between an individual and a company called Bricks and Minifigs. Bricks and Minifigs has effectively, like, the individual sold a huge collection of Star Wars Legos to the previous owner of a store of Bricks and Minifigs, and the next owner will not honor the deal of basically selling those products and then giving the money to the original owner. So they basically just took the stuff and then they didn't honor the original deal, even though they're keeping the guy's stuff. So in the process of that, obviously, Reckless Ben got involved. A lot of other people tried to hold him accountable, and like they tried to sue this guy, for example. And it looks like the police were working to try to benefit and help the new owner of Bricks and Minifigs. And parts of the police body cams were redacted. People weren't able to know what was happening. And it was redacted in a way that was probably to protect them from looking bad. But now, very recently, like in the last day, the actual entire footage of it got totally released. Everything got released. Here we go. Let's go, Simon. Yeah.
Someone actually hacked into the American Force Police Department and released all the footage of the redactions. And this is the new unredacted footage. I'm lining them up, and I'm going to keep only the redacted parts to see what they were actually saying. Sadly, they weren't able to get the first 2 days where I was accused of having heroin on me. But the final 2 days, we were able to see a lot, actually. The footage starts with me going to Josh's house, so I can present him with legal court papers. Josh knows that if he goes to court with me, he's going to lose. So instead, a much easier option is he calls the police on me to prevent me from serving him.
His name is Ben Schneider. He's stalking my house. Will you come to my house, please, and come get them? I'm not your house stalker.
Are they there right now?
They're on the side of the house.
One of the dispatchers made me know you were saying that you were gonna shoot someone.
Officer, can you please help me and my family and make her stop?
Yeah, absolutely.
She had a consignment deal with a guy named Brian Mansell. A year and a half, almost 2 years.
Why would they remove this?
She had this consignment deal with him and she never paid it.
So right away, Josh is lying to the police, which we can easily verify with all of the metadata timestamp pictures that show that the Lego sets were in the store when Josh took it over.
His name is Ben Schneider.
He hired
Reckless Ben. They said they're going to murder on it.
No, they didn't. What are you talking about?
So we are in a court case with them, and we have to serve them legal papers.
She is a process server, and she's trying to serve you papers.
She's not a process server.
Okay.
Get the papers. Have a fake paper out. They're fake. Go get the papers.
You're okay for something?
Absolutely. They're fake.
Let's see those papers.
Yeah.
This is what you're trying to show them with?
Yes.
I wish we could send an email. I wish we could send a phone call.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we were trying to do United States. We're just all he thinks if I stole the cross, we're showing him like that. Okay. You're okay if I get these papers to him? Yeah, for sure. Okay. Anytime. Are you okay if she just gives you the papers so we can just get
If
her?
you look at the papers, I've talked to the Kaiser Police Department. There's nothing filed. So no, I'm not accepting service from
The police department doesn't. They don't. But I thought they just called to verify that it was real. But in the video, it was called to verify that.
Absolutely not. It's fake. It's not real.
That's completely fine. That's different, right?
Yeah.
Literally, all this police officer has to do is be like, "You are served," and then he doesn't even have to accept them. He can literally just drop them. But as long as you say "you are served," that counts as a legal serving. So why does this guy just do that? Like this whole thing could be solved in literally 3 seconds. Like I'll time it. You've been served.
It's not even that. I actually think that the process has already been done. He knows they're trying to serve him paperwork, and with him not refusing the paperwork, that is like by him not taking it is acknowledging it. And he did acknowledge it. So if you've acknowledged it, it's on video of you acknowledging it. It's over. It's over. Like, I mean, this entire conversation is done.
We are seconds up, and this could be solved. This could literally be solved in 1.5 seconds. And this police officer is just purposely choosing to make this way more complicated than it has to be.
Yeah. Hold on. Alright. What do you want done? One side's honestly top there. As much as humanly possible. I can screen charges. I'm open to screening charges for attorney.
Yeah. Instead of serving these court papers, like the police officer promised me he would, this officer would rather screen all possible charges for me to see what random stuff they can make up about me.
I'm gonna...
What the fuck? What the fuck is this? This is insane. Brainstorming charges? They can... Oh my god.
Talk with him. Give him his paper back. Which we not want. Can I peek at it? What was that? Can I peek at it? It kind of puts me in a little bit of bind. It's fake. There's no wants to do.
What the fuck? What the... This... What the... Dude.
So anyway, I'm gonna give this back to him. Yeah, and trespass over.
Because here's the thing. That's logical. Do you think the process server would show up with a guy that's been harassing a YouTuber to serve papers in Utah?
Josh knows that if he gets served these papers, it's going to be really bad for him. At this point, it's
Wait,
like
is
he's
this
going
the
to pick up
second
any story he can to get us arrested before he gets served these papers.
They sent the lady in, and the lady's like, "Oh, I'm gonna murder you," to Amanda, the manager.
And now, Josh has just committed a felony. Lying to the police officers about a false threat I made to get me arrested.
What is he talking about?
Super duper illegal.
Called the store.
So it's gonna murder the manager? What the? That's insane.
Billion times. Threatened the employees.
He does not want the papers. So he's not want the papers? Here's that back for you.
Not sure what this is. I've never seen something like that. To be honest, these are court papers. Okay.
I mean, the thing is that, like, I mean, this cop, I don't know what he was doing. So they muted this part out so they could avoid the liability of potentially serving the papers to this guy, and then basically operating in a gray area where they tell him that they served the papers. If there was ever a conversation about it, he would pretend like it wasn't. Like, this is crazy. This cop is so bad. Yeah.
Alright, I see it.
Like, in my opinion, I think you should put it on like like cooperating with somebody like this. Like, you need to put somebody like this in jail.
The process of the girl was like, "Oh no, I gotta serve them these papers," like they kind of like the fake buses, right? And I'm like, "Oh yeah, do you think the process server would really be riding with the YouTube guy to deliver papers to a guy that's just been harassed?"
Yeah.
Do you think I'm stupid? I don't know what to do.
Of course. Well, yeah, actually.
Let's have a video. That was insane.
Cyberbullying? Oh my god.
Digital stalking, not talking stalking.
Somebody has to do this.
As much as we humanly possible.
He's going to submit, have a screen for charges with our prosecutors, regular city prosecutors. He's very adamant that he wants to serve you with papers. Okay.
That's the
That's illegal. You can't pretend to be a process server. So, you can't do it's illegal.
Why not? In the state of Utah, to be a process server, all you have to do is be over the age of 18 years old, you gotta be not affiliated with the case, and you can't be an attorney. This girl meets all three. She is over 18 years old. I literally met her like 10 minutes before we showed up here, and she's not an attorney. So clearly, in the state of Utah, this woman is a process server. And I already explained this to the police.
So anyone can be a process server. You have to be 18 years old, and you have to be not affiliated with the case. So she's not affiliated with the case. She's over 18 years old. That qualifies as a process server.
Well, maybe just have someone not affiliated with you.
That's her. Yeah, she's.
Yeah,
We have
I
no
just
relationship.
barely
That's why
We just met her.
she's here. Yeah, that's why she's here. We have no relationship, and that is she is the exact person that we're talking about.
Yeah.
It is a lie. She's impersonating a process server.
Somebody says that the papers are fake. Why are you so afraid to take them?
That's a really good point.
Yeah, I think that kind of gives away the game, doesn't it? Seems pretty obvious that he knows they're real.
So for this girl to be impersonating a process server in the state of Utah, she must either be under 18, which the cops took her ID, verified she's not under 18.
Do you have an ID or anything like that on you?
She has to be related to this case, which Josh says he's never seen her before, so she can't be related to this case. Josh has verified that, and so the only option left is Josh must assume that she's an attorney. But if Josh has never heard of her before, how does he know she's an attorney?
Yeah.
And spoiler alert, she's not an attorney, but so I don't know what Josh means when he says she's pretending to be a process server, because it seems like he's verified that she meets all the requirements to be a process server. So basically what Josh is saying is, even though she meets all these requirements, and I acknowledge she meets these requirements,
I don't acknowledge
she
the
still doesn't meet those requirements. You're making no sense, Josh.
Impersonating an officer in the court. That carries it's pretty significant. You know, like. Yeah, you can't pretend to be a process server.
Oh, bro, he's so happy. He's like, oh, we got him. I'm such. Shut up, Baldy. Shut up.
Yeah, that's gotta be. And that's like I said, these games. So right now, I want her arrested for impersonating the process server. So right now, I can't just go pretend. I can't go print up this document and go find the process server. That's something's fake. Okay. Yes, 1 billion, trillion, gazillion%.
Well, didn't he call? Wait a minute. So isn't this whenever he? I'm assuming this is when he called the fucking court to figure out whether they're fake or not. So he's gonna take the random bald retard? Oh my god! Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, hi. So.
Crazy accusation. That Ben is only involving himself so he can get a cut out of that was that's a crazy accusation. That's the CEO too. Lying to the police. How would he even know that?
And now Eamon can take instruction by lying to the police officers.
You created a fake contract, forged the manager's signature up there, threatened to kill her. I didn't sign no agreement.
Even the CEO is saying
somebody
this.
else's stupid agreement.
Oh my god.
I like how he can just lie to the guys. Stupid face. I'll check with the court, see if it's a valid civil case that he's trying to push through, and we'll go that with that one, okay? Trying to speak with someone to verify if a
And by the way, this is smart for the cops to do. It is. This is a smart thing to do. Okay, you think it's fake? Well, let me call and check if it's fake. Like, yeah, I think it's very reasonable.
verify if the case is real. Okay, thank you for your help. That's all.
Now to the this phone call, I guess the police officers turned off the microphone on their body cam because I guess they really didn't want really anyone to hear them. Is that illegal? I don't know. If someone gets a hold of the underground, not even we now can hear what these police officers are saying. But anyways, the police officer ends up going back to talk to Josh.
It looks like this.
So he acknowledges that there's a lawsuit against him that he refuses to sue us because he acknowledges that he knows that he has, like, that's it. There's no... Isn't it crazy that these people are just openly discussing with the police how they can basically get somebody arrested for something that they didn't even do wrong? Can't we make something up when they're talking, the police are talking, and then obviously makes it like 1,000 times worse because you have a literal, like, these people stole $200,000 worth of stuff. They refused to honor a contract that was signed, and then they called the police to protect themselves from accountability. They refused service, and now they're telling the police that the police have to find a way to arrest them so they can avoid having to go to court. I mean, really, like, it's just straight up fucking bullshit. There's not even any way around it at all. It's just straight up collusion. It's corruption. Like, it's not the
Oh, you bastard!
Yeah, that's why we're kind of working through this right now.
This refund is denying service. Like, aren't you servants of the
Not being arrested? You ready? So now let's get to the search warrant. And the cops raid my house because they heard that I was the one that stole the letters from my house. So my cut out the incident why this cop is so roughly through my own house. Pulled me to the property. The cop was owner of these officers that made sure we are not going. They were probably going to be quick to film. However, when I raided, I instantly pressed the record button on my phone because I was terrified these police officers were going to do something or hide it from the public. So I guess the police officer sees us filming, and once he sees us filming, I think he's like, if you want to keep filming, I'm going to bend your arm back up and injure you is my guess of what happens.
What the fuck?
Okay, cool. It's morning.
Let's use all of our fake made up charges as a foundation to fake made up more charges. Oh yeah, why didn't I think that?
The only problem is I'm in a place where you are never gonna find the
Wow. So he's out of the entire. So this guy got ran out of the because oh my god. All the footage is from holy shit. Let me link the video guys. As I said, Ben did a million subs. Completely this is to bring the president's attention to the president. We need to have the fucking everybody needs to be involved with this. But this is amazing. Corporate process. So yeah, this is the new thing that happened today, right? So not only did this happen, but there was an updated I'm looking for the new one. Yeah. Bricks and Minifigs is parting ways with Brandon Best and Joshua Johnson. And so now they're trying to roach out. They're saying we've been asking for documentation for a long time. We've asked for others enough to thanks to internal and external operations and systems. And those said Elon CEO of Bricks and Minifigs. And now that we do, Brian, we continue prepared to discuss the lawsuit against you. Let's go through the spreadsheet into POS data and let's do a poll on training to ensure that whatever solid Lego was or remains whether you are or not, you can have it. We will ensure that you are compensated for anything unaccounted for, including what Mr. Law and Foreman failed to compensate you for without your knowledge. You are. I think that these, I totally, I don't think anybody should let off. Nobody should let off. Because at the end of the day, this is something, let me look the video again. Make sure you get this, like, get Ben assaulted. Like, he literally had to leave.
That shit's fucking crazy.
So, you know, I mean, like, Roach's because the CEO refused to look at the contract. The CEO knew about it because he talked to Ben directly. The CEO knew about all of this and what happened. He let the entire thing happen in his company. And I think this is ridiculous that he can just simply throw these two guys away for his entire company. That he tried to weaponize the law enforcement against. Like, he was trying to ruin Ben's life and get Ben put in jail for years. And you're telling me that I'm an asshole because I'm saying that let's not let him get away with scam fucking business partners? Fuck that. That's ridiculous. Absolutely no. It's not enough to be even. That's not enough. And like being even, that was a gift. That's a foregone. Being even is already over because he already got the money from the GoFundMe. Now it's huge. Now because this is lied, tried to police, tried to make up, tried to get somebody and their friends put in jail, have their lives ruined over this lie. Stole the Legos from a dying man, I think knowingly. They knew what was going on. I think they knew. And they, like, do you really think that this guy, the CEO, never called to ask, like, what's going on? Why is this happening? There was never a phone call. There was never a conversation about this. So either he is so negligent that he should basically be accountable, or he did have an idea about it, and he was protecting them on a tribal basis or some sort of other bullshit basis. Absolutely fucking not. No, nobody should let up on this. Nobody should accept this. Nobody should say, oh no, it's okay. No, they will never fucking forget about this. Because again, whenever you try to use law enforcement and collude with them to fuck up somebody's entire life, multiple people, just to cover up for fraud, and this is on top of basically saying, you can sue us, but you're gonna lose the so they even knew that you were trying to abuse the legal system, you abused the law enforcement system, and now you're trying to lie to the public and try to save face. Absolutely no way. That's where I'm at. No bricks left behind. It's more than again, like, what they've done at this point is beyond the Legos. Weaponizing law enforcement to have somebody making up charges, making up lies, telling them that he was gonna murder the fucking, like, the person there. Like, the police didn't believe that. Do you know what? Do you know why they didn't believe it? Because if they did, they would have arrested Ben right then and there, and they would have had their guns out because Ben was threatening to kill somebody. But they didn't actually believe. They know it's a lie. Everybody there knows it's not true, but they're engaging with it anyway. Spectaceous litigant? Well, I mean, if anything, the intelligence charge, that would be probably something you could say against Ben, right? I don't think it's true, but it's definitely it. Help us lawsuit? I'll walk over and I will. I talked to Ben a couple of days ago, like laying in I was sitting at my dad's house, and my power went out, and he messaged me, and I talked to him, right? But, like, I don't want to divulge any details there, obviously, because we'll see what happens. But, anyway, yeah, so he actually reached out to me, and I talked to him. And, great guy, but amazing guy, great guy. I'll link you guys to the video again. Make sure to link make sure. So, yeah, no, this guy knew about it. They're all part of the same religion. They're acting like a fucking cult, and it's obvious. Everybody fucking knows it. And I hate this shit. I hate the fact that they're trying to get out from under it, like the little weasels that they are. Absolutely not. That's epic. No, it's not. No, it's not. Never accept anything other than absolute fucking victory. This is not absolute victory. This is manipulation, and this is them. This is a survival technique because they know this is hurting them. They know this will cost them millions of dollars. They know how bad this is, and I think that honestly, they deserve for it to be worse. They do. Like, I mean, really, like, you're literally, and I keep repeating myself, you are trying to have somebody thrown in jail for multiple felonies for years. You were trying to, I'll voice 200 subs, bro. And I will, use your own money on things for yourself. I'm completely financially stable. I'm completely supporting you. You don't have to get back somebody else. And so, like, never feel like you have to support the stream. Just watching is more than enough. You tried to ruin somebody's life. You tried to destroy somebody's life. You tried to destroy somebody's life for holding you accountable for destroying someone else's life. Getting even isn't enough. It has to be cumulative. It does. Because that's what's fair. know it might sound harsh. It might sound mean. It might sound extreme. But I think what's extreme is lying to law enforcement and trying to get somebody arrested for that bullshit. Please separate my religion from these fucking idiots. Bro, I know I've never met a Mormon that was not a 10 out of 10 individual. I know that Mormons are not doing this, but you should acknowledge that this is very clearly being done. Like, do you think it's a coincidence that all these guys are part of the same church? Like, I know that. Like, Ben even had a Mormon help him out. Like, I know it's not your fault. I know not all Mormons are like this. But there are instances of tribal behavior, and it needs to be called out in plain English. I'm not going to add in 50 different disclaimers. I don't do that with Muslims. I don't do that with Mormons. You're not getting it with Scientologists or any other fucking religion. Yes, we all know that most people that are Mormons are good people. Right? But this is what's happening. It is what's happening. The problem is not the religion. The problem is the tribalism. I'm not against your religion. I think it's silly. Like, you read the things out of a hat? Like, what do you mean? Right? Like, but, look. I mean, people said Muhammad flew to the moon on a winged horse. People think that Jesus rose from the dead. So, look, everybody believes a few crazy things. So, I'm not going to get into anything else, but, yeah, I do digress. There needs to be accountability. There has to be accountability for both the police department and also for Bricks and Minifigs leadership for allowing this to happen, and I think having knowledge of it. There's they're all trying to shut down. This is
Sad girl.
Guy match is fair for my motor movements are bad. You type like me. Well, I just miss input constantly. Like, my hands don't do what my brain wants them to do. Alright, let me think. Alright, is there something else I should add? I think I'll think on this to make it do it. Grant, what do you think said here? I think you did perspective on it. Would love to talk about it. Sure. Yeah, let me get your perspective on this. Sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Mormon, and I don't think Mormons are involved. Why do you think Mormons aren't involved? What makes you think that? I'll have to think of a better way to type this out. I always try to think of like the best way to communicate something. Not involved as a church or a cult, totally involved as individuals. Do you think that their shared faith gave them any level of an extra incentive to cooperate with one another? I don't think that the Mormon Church officially is involved in this at all. I don't think that there is a top-down Mormon decision-making
Got you,
process
Oliver.
that
Got you,
exists.
man.
But I do think that their shared faith gave them an added incentive for them to behave outside of the grounds of their law enforcement responsibility and to do something that was unfair and unjust. I think it's a rural community scared by sensationalist YouTubers. Well, if it was a rural community scared by sensationalist YouTubers, then why do you think that the first guy was already trespassed from the business? So, because like, okay, so let's go right back to the very beginning, and let's look at before Ben even made the video. So, before Ben made the video, the son of the man who had the collection was already trespassed from bricks and minifigs. So, if the actual problem was that, you know, it was the YouTuber getting involved, why was the person who was involved? And also, by the way, yeah, somebody brought this up. You didn't actually answer my question. Can you answer my question directly? Do you think that them having the same Mormon faith gave them any sort of an incentive or an added reason to cooperate with each other?
Get this shit out of here.
Yeah, well, let's go right down back to the basics, right? Yeah, and I'm not trying to demonize Mormons, by the way. I don't think that this doesn't change the way, not directly, but many Mormons share values and opinions and influence for sure. What values and opinions do you think that like they can influence it? Like, well, I thought you guys don't like stealing, right? I mean, like, I feel like they're obviously stealing and they're, you know, bearing false witness and, you know, like probably 2 other commandments, right? So let's move on. So why was the guy who had the contract with Bricks and Minifigs originally trespassed from the building whenever he tried to seek restitution in the first place? Because you have to keep in mind that Ben didn't come in here on step 1. He came in on step 4 or 5. Like this show was already in season 2 or 3 at this point, right? So Ben is like a late game character. So why did that happen?
Other trader wreck it. What the fuck?
When they're at Match Point some store and your whitey tidy is just conservative.
It'll be a good morning when you buy something and get the fuck out of here.
To embarrass the person. Yeah, but you're trying to demonize Mormons. Yeah, for sure. I think that that's exactly true. He was being silly about that. But and again, like, so I understand what you're saying, but I will contest that, and I will say that whenever you're in a circus, the only option is to behave like a clown. Whenever you have the police department and also this company that are deliberately protecting a literal fraud case of hundreds of thousands of dollars that are then being weaponized against you, I don't agree with that. I don't. And I think that really focusing on him walking around in his whitey tighties for 5 seconds is not a adequate justification for everything that had happened prior to that. And even prior to even Ben being involved. Like, this is before Ben was even involved. They had already acted in tremendously bad faith. So, like, we take Ben completely out of this conversation, and you still will reach a position where these people were clearly acting in bad interest. And they were totally wrong. I'll read like maybe 2 more, then I want to move on. And I went to store in Underwood in Oregon, not Utah. I don't think BAM was trying to behave like a clown. I think they are scared. Well, if they weren't trying to behave like clowns, why do you think that they wouldn't take not concert, the contract from the original son of the thing, right? Of the collection. What would you call that instead? That's wrong, right? And that's really wrong. They said, well, we're not going to follow the contract that we took on.
Just got stuck there.
Like, I'm saying, this is not, again, like, this has nothing to do with Ben. Like, let's take Ben totally out of the picture. Why did that happen? if you go around and you drive, you will see 95% of people.
Just because people do it doesn't make
that police regularly pull people over for that type of stuff.
They do.
Do you think that they regularly do that? Yes, I'm from California. I've been in California. I've seen tons of people rolling stoplights, way more than that, and I've never seen somebody get pulled over. I've never seen that happen. Look at the skid marks on the road. They never stop moving. The skid marks on the road. I mean, you wouldn't have any skid marks on the road. Yeah. So, and also, like, I think that they were intentionally trying to arrest them this line. I don't think that's what's happening. So, you're nitpicking them? Yeah, definitely. For example, they also impersonated a Mormon. They just aren't trustworthy. They impersonated a Mormon. Yeah, they did impersonate somebody. I mean, sure. But, like, I mean, I don't really think, if you can think Ben is an asshole or he's toxic or whatever, I don't really care about that. Like, I'm not here to defend Ben. I'm here to attack Brits and many things. I have no interest in your opinion on Ben. And I understand, like, you can have whatever opinion you want on him. You can think that it was wrong for him to do that, he shouldn't have filed these lawsuits. That's not relevant to me. What's relevant to me is that this company was acting in bad faith and willingly tried to ignore a contract that was legally signed and hold a man's property that they had no right to hold. And that is the core issue. I don't care about a stoplight. I don't care about whitey tighties. I don't care about anything else. I care about the core focus of this problem, which is them taking the Legos and not giving the guy his money. That is the problem. Ben is a red herring. It doesn't matter. If we make positive assumption they're not legally responsible for the Legos to walk again? Can you no, like just straight up no. So then who owns the Legos? Who owns the Legos then? Like if you buy somebody's business and then you say, I'm not going to fulfill this contract, then who owns the Legos?
That right
It's just super simple. By creating grant for takes the business franchise, you inherit all the responsibilities of the debtors and creditors. That's not really think that way because they're a priority knowledge, not based on the legal precedent. Which is legally obviously that I'm trying to work this out logically rather than legally. That's the reason why I'm using so who else would it be? I'm really confused by your usage of this word law. What does law mean? I'm not confused by this. Or I am confused by this. I don't get it. You mean the police should? But didn't you see the photos and the images where the collection was in there? I mean, why wouldn't you just immediately look at a photo and you would, they're lying. I mean, couldn't you just easily see that they're lying? And also, by the way, so the collection was lost whenever the organ store was owned by Crystal Law. Who signed the contract?
Yeah, this fucking remote's broken, bro.
So this is about contract law. I don't find Ben trustworthy. It claims about the timestamps. I got my info from a news source. Well, then I'm definitely not trusting the news source. I'd rather trust Ben. I mean, like some random website? Absolutely not. So who signed the contract?
Bro, these MSI remotes, not it.
This is very basic contract law. I'm actually just going to speed run this for you because it's going to take longer. So Bricks and Minifigs signed the contract with the son of the owner. So that means that Bricks and Minifigs, as a corporate entity, has a direct accountability and responsibility to fulfill that contract. That is something that transcends ownership, and it's also something that transcends the ownership of that store. Because the ownership of the store being owned by a separate law firm does not indemnify or absolve Bricks and Minifigs of the accountability that they have from that lawsuit. Now, as a restitution for that, what they could do, and you can ask a lawyer if this is correct, right? I could be a little bit wrong on this. They would have to sue because the Legos were lost. So, for example, like if they say, "Oh, we lost the Legos," that doesn't mean that you don't have to pay him for the Legos. That means that you have to pay him for the Legos, and you have to sue Crystal Law to get the money back because of their negligence. Do you understand? So that's two lawsuits.
Yo, some real.
The insurance.
Just wanted to show you some real.
Crystal Law, except he didn't do it according to corporate policy, which would make law responsible. It doesn't matter because again, even if they are taking on all accountability, that's something. What is the term for it? I think it's indemnify. Where like you make it to where you don't have to you're still legally held accountable for making a payment, but there's a law that says that somebody else has to make it. Liability? No, it's not liability. Arbitration? No, that's not it. Libel? No, it's not it. I think it's just indemnification, right? I'm pretty sure it's indemnification. So anyway, like we can go back and forth about this, but like ultimately, Bricks and Minifigs signed a contract. They did not fulfill their contract. If the property is lost, then they are liable for that. If another third party lost that stuff, that doesn't mean that the guy gets to sue the other company. It means he sues Bricks and Minifigs, and Bricks and Minifigs sues the company that lost it. That's the way it works. So even in this argument, it still doesn't work. Move on. Yeah, Thomas is dumb. Yeah, because I already lost in court over this. Yes. Okay. So there is vicarious liability. That's not the word I was looking for. It was the reason I know is because of like a personal thing that was I was involved with, right? And so yeah, it's complicated. You watch Legal Masses and Winter French analysis on this. I have no idea. And so yeah, I watched CEO's Fox interview. He's such a liar. Yeah. Well, anyway, I don't think that at all that you should let them off on this. I definitely don't think so. And Jesus Christ, they're throwing. Oh my God. Oh, what are they doing? Oh my God. And anyway, let me go here. Am I going to die alone? Oh my God. Jesus Christ, that's brutal. Okay, well, anyway, we could look at that later on. Let me go and make sure I look at a couple other things too, because I've been a little bit distracted. The signed contract, we took the items in the contract, therefore assumed responsibility. Yes, exactly. It's their responsibility to do that with the contract. And if they don't do that, then it's their fault. It's just I don't know why this is so complicated. I think that again, like you have people that are arguing from a position of trying to defend something, and they've already made up their mind before the conversation even begins. We will look at this. I should wait for this. I was gonna watch this the other day. You didn't finish the comment on the tweet? I'll type it up myself later on. FYI, when someone's got on camera saying we're handling all contracts, it's called ratification and it's binding in court. Well, yeah, and it wouldn't even. I feel like obviously he knew about it, so like yeah, they were totally aware of this. The raw cam footage without Ben's commentary yet. It's so bad. JJ mentioned one of them that they knew. So we're gonna go through. Try to find me like if we can make like a list. Like I don't want to go through everything right now because like I don't know which ones will be good, which ones won't be. But if you guys want to make a list of like all of the other like things that weren't in the video, and then I can go through all of them tomorrow. I will go through everything. We have Summer Games Fest tomorrow as well. So like it's gonna be a very, very busy day tomorrow. But that's just what happens and that's life, and it's better to be busy than fun. So it's okay. Anyway, so Nvidia just came out with a massive new fucking card. Like or a chip. This is a new chip that effectively has like a ton of integration, like way more than what's been seen before. Gothic remake tomorrow? Well, we'll see what happens, right? I don't know if I'm gonna play that tomorrow or not. Let's take a look at this. It's dog shit. Let's find out.
NVIDIA finally did it. They just took the lid off of RTX Spark, a super chip that promises to take on-device AI from an irritating button that I accidentally pressed on my keyboard to a deeply useful agentic collaborator. And while it would be easy to look at this demo that transforms a sketch and a mood board into a 3D animation and dismiss this entire concept as lap slops, guys, love it or hate it, this is a seismic shift in mainstream personal computing, and you're going to have to know about it. On the hardware side, there's...
So the reason why I zoomed back out is because I was like, wait a minute. This is a guy telling every fucking furry DeviantArt creator that AI is the future. How many people downloaded this video? 5,000 furries downloaded this video.
Nope. No big surprises here. DGX Spark, NVIDIA's pint-sized desktop AI computer, was announced over a year ago and has been in users' hands since October. It's that, but in consumer mini PCs and laptops. So we're looking at 20 ARM CPU cores, up to 128 gigs of LPDDR5X memory, and a powerful Blackwell-based GPU core with a little over 6,000 CUDA cores, which actually raises a pretty big question. Why did this take so long? I mean, if the rumor mill's to be believed, these things were supposed to be announced at Computex last year. Well, according to NVIDIA, there was just a lot of work to do, building the hardware, building the software, and building the partnerships to get it right.
Yeah.
And it really sounds like they've done just that. In no particular order, here's what they're promising. Seamless gaming in Windows on ARM. Whether you're playing an ARM native game or using the Prism translation layer, you click play and you go. And that includes partnering with top game developers to ensure that DRM protections and anti-cheat will not be an obstacle. Two is all-day battery life in machines as slim as 14 millimeters with RTX 5070 class gaming performance, even
100
away from the
FPS
wall.
on 1440p.
Third, of course, is AI, AI. NVIDIA is extremely proud of the deep integration that they're building into Windows in collaboration with Microsoft that will allow users to choose a model or models, create boundaries like when or if data is sent off device to the cloud, and then turn them into a fast, powerful local collaborator.
Gaming
I don't know about you guys, but this is what I've been waiting for. I don't want to talk to OpenAI, but if my laptop can handle a 120 billion parameter model, or realistically, multiple smaller ones, with 1 million tokens of context,
holy
beans, guys, I can actually do something with that without sharing my innermost secrets with Sam Altman or having my wallet catch fire from an expensive subscription. So let's dive deeper then and get hands-on with some of these.
Do people really use AI that much? I've never really used AI that much. Like, I guess for me, like, you know what I use AI for? And I do this actually, like, it's kind of funny. But, like, I do this on purpose just to test just kind of, like, limit test. I don't know if you guys ever do this. But, like, I'll ask it random questions like, what's the best specter for this build? And it's like, my PoE build or something like that. And it's like, okay, what gems should I use? And, I'll ask. And it's almost like, I don't even really... expect it to give me the right
So it's
answer,
Stretch.
but I just want to see what it can do. At work, really? Yeah, I hardly ever use AI privately.
Shockingly sexual crisis. After this,
A lot of
was
work.
sexy several for our content. A series jumped at the opportunity for our 360 laptops powered by the NVIDIA GeForce. They go from all-day battery life, vibrant 1600 nit HDR screens, and outstanding build quality. We'll have a closer look at these later.
Wait, is that where
Let's start with the elephant in the room. This isn't the first time that NVIDIA and Microsoft have announced that ARM on Windows, powered by NVIDIA, is the future. Last time, it didn't go so well. So what is
The Surface, the reason why the Surface failed is because it came out at a price point that I think was really, really high, especially initially. They have that market locked down. They do. And I think also the keyboard was off. I do. Like, I don't really like Apple, honestly. Like, I prefer, like, I have a Samsung phone. I have, I've never, the only Apple product I had was an iPhone.
this different?
Yeah.
The obvious answer is 13 years and billions of dollars later. The Apple isn't the only one who's realized that building a business that depends on Intel to consistently innovate forever is dangerous. Another thing, basically everyone but personal computers. Your phone is armed, your watch is armed, and the data center you're being served this video from is using ARM. So software developers are more familiar with ARM, and the tools that they use every day are better suited to compile for different architectures, including ARM. The last one is that even for software that isn't compiled for ARM, real-time translation layers, which allow x86 software to run on ARM, are everywhere now. Apple uses Rosetta 2 on the Mac, and Valve's upcoming Steam Frame uses X. I've used both of them, and they're awesome. And while neither they nor Microsoft's Prism are absolutely perfect, they've all come a long way. So most of your favorite applications are just going to run, and you won't even realize that they're being translated. The other big reason that I believe it's going to work this time is NVIDIA. They don't always get things right on the first try. But if we look back at their track record on GPU compute, dating all the way back to the first general-purpose computing GPU, the 8800 GTX, they've successfully predicted the direction the market was headed at basically every bloody turn. And this...
I think that's generally true. Yeah, I'd say that's generally true. Definitely.
They're not even going out on a limb. On a hardware level, the CPU-GPU combo chip that's at the heart of the RTX Spark is very similar to another wildly successful product, Apple Silicon. Let's see. Efficient ARM CPU? Check. Powerful GPU? Check. Sophisticated interconnect and high-speed memory that enables them to work together at speeds far beyond traditional PCIe? Check and check. And like Apple, NVIDIA is now a $5 trillion company with both the money and the clout to push their partners to support their vision.
I think there's also another big component is that the company is now getting so big that if the company makes a decision, they don't need to predict the market because they can drive the market. I think that's also a big factor.
That looks like new Windows primitives that deliver identity, containment, policy, and end-to-end security capabilities. Then, NVIDIA OpenShell allows users to define what agents can and cannot do, dynamically route queries to local models or the cloud based on the user's privacy policies, and even disguise personal information in queries that are sent to cloud models. Then there's the third parties. Hermes Agent and OpenCloud both committed to adopting these security and privacy layers in their new Windows apps. So the goal here is to take something that is adopted by developers and enthusiasts and the controls simple for regular users so they can create agents that will execute tasks in Windows applications, reason through cross-app workflows, and apps, and semantically search local files. One that's personally exciting to my line of work is the Adobe partnership. The video pipeline in Premiere is being upgraded to take advantage of unified memory, and Photoshop is supposedly jumping from about...
Are you pro or anti-data center? Am I pro? I am not anti or pro data center. I don't know enough about the topic, and every time, like, I'll tell you this. This is the way, like, this might sound stupid, but every time I see on Twitter get mad about something, I assume that it's good. And whenever I see every annoying retard on the internet getting mad about data centers, I assume that, well, actually, data centers probably aren't that bad. Like, whenever I see everybody who I dislike that's against something, I'm just like, wait a minute. There's probably a reason for this. But that's stupid to make a decision based off of, right? And, like, just by itself. But it is something that always gives me pause. So I don't have, like, a strong opinion either way. And, you know, I'm not going to just, like, immediately go with the consensus. I'd wait and see.
5% GPU accelerated to 100%, whatever that is. We're also clicking into the new Windows Agent Manager so that your agents will be able to interact with both of them. Now this is the point where I had to stop the briefing for a moment and ask a question that I'm sure is on all of your minds. Hey, what about your desktop users? Some of us already have discrete GPUs that are much more powerful, not to mention more expensive than even a mobile 5070. Will their onboard memory be a hard limit? From what I'm hearing, pretty much. Within the constraints of what can fit in your local memory, regular GeForce users will be able to use many of these utilities, and sometimes faster thanks to their superior compute. But there's no magic bullet that is going to turn a desktop 5080 with its 16 GB RAM into a 100 plus gigabyte GPU.
Not yet.
Since we're off the rails, I also took the opportunity to bring up Linux support for all of this. And while NVIDIA is not announcing anything right now, apparently the driver team is very focused on getting the Windows launch right. The NV folks that I spoke to fully recognize the building momentum around Linux desktops, and they aren't ruling out anything.
Steam on Linux is 5% market share? No, I think lower. I do. I feel like this is a huge selection bias. Because this is a tech website, and people that are using Linux are going to be using tech websites at a way higher ratio than what an average user would be using. And so, like, you know, I think you have a huge, massive selection bias with this. Because it said polling, right? 5% of all polled people. So that means so as soon as you have polling, you have to look at selection bias.
And they aren't ruling out anything for the future.
Is it from Steam Deck? Oh, is it? Okay, so Steam... So if you're including Steam Deck, okay, that's different. I didn't understand that. Okay.
Announcement has got to be next generation DLSS ray reconstruction. Love it or hate it, NVIDIA is committed to ray tracing, and like DLSS 4.5, this looks like a major improvement in fidelity thanks to the reach of a second generation transformer model. It's also coming to real-time previews and
yeah.
A final side note is FrameGen is coming to Comfy UI, so your AI-generated videos can use AI-generated frames in between your AI-generated frames.
Wow.
Folks will be very interested. Let's go look at some laptops.
Yeah.
They were not kidding. This is thin. This is the P16 ProArt from ASUS. And
I'm going to be honest. Every laptop I have is a great. I like it because I feel like it's got some fucking weight to it. It's got some heft to it, right? And it's like, I didn't really like, I mean, is that stupid for me to say? But, like, whenever I have, like, a really skinny one, I'm like, oh, I might break this thing or something might happen to it. So, like, you had the girth, bro. Like, come on.
Sure, not the thinnest laptop I've ever seen, but RTX 5070 class GPU in there? How'd they do it?
Yeah.
Evidently, like this. Through a combination of an extremely slim 99.99 watt-hour battery and skinny heat pipes, and is that also a vapor chamber? Oh. And there's the chip itself.
Uh-huh.
It's amazing. There's the small it is. All your power delivery right there. CPU, GPU, all fully integrated into up to 128
Isn't
gigs.
this crazy to see? Like for the same time I did, where you used to have like the old big motherboards, and like it's like your idea of what a motherboard is. Like this is totally different. This is
It's about DDR5X. Got your heritage, but the I/O is pretty robust too. This unit's got HDMI, obviously, and then three 40 gigabit per second USB-Cs, 3.5 mil audio, and an SD card along with the USB Type A, of course. The 16-inch isn't the one that I would have my eye on. It would be the P40. Love to see it.
it's not so annoying.
No, it's not. It does get a slightly smaller battery capacity, but I think that's a price I'd be willing to pay for that much power in such a compact form factor. It is substantially thinner than my current daily driver, and that's already a lot of performance.
Dude, I could not give a fuck less about this. I could not. Like, okay, so how can it run games? Like, open up Cyberpunk, open up Crimson Desert, open up fucking, like, whatever game, Genshin Impact, right? Like, Skinner. It's like 1 millimeter smaller, it's half a millimeter. Oh god, what is this? Who cares? Like,
then in the next room, we've got the Microsoft Surface Ultra over there. Also, incredibly thin for the performance on tap. She's running a little toasty, but this has been sitting here running games. First time we came through it was over an hour ago. And with that in mind...
So it's already hot? Let me get it straight. So it's already hot, and it's in an air-conditioned, cool area, and it's not relaxed. Okay, so this is... I don't know about this one, guys.
Dude, seriously, can you... Okay, my mic's right here. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah.
Like, barely or That's cool. Given how early this is, I wasn't really expecting to be able to just interact with it. Unfortunately, these are the only three that we get to see today, but across the board, this is the closest I've seen to, let's face it, the gold standard, which is MacBook Pro, but other Now for the uncommon.
I have like 6 laptops, and I don't use any of them. Like, whenever I was involved with, like, 'cause I bought my own, and then I had one my mom was using, and then I've been given other laptops by people, so I just have a stack of laptops that I never use. And, yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I have like 5 unused computers.
Well,
Nobody is talking about it. And NVIDIA's DGX Spark, which if you'll recall is basically the same hardware.
so over here, getting ready for the 7th
Especially now
night.
that it's gone up in price. And I can't imagine that bolting a 10-volt display, a battery, and a haptic trackpad to it is going to make it more affordable.
Yeah.
Then there's the CPU. NVIDIA and their partners are talking a lot about efficiency, but any mention of performance is conspicuously absent, which is weird to me.
Yeah.
I mean, the Cortex X925 is a perfectly competent CPU core that's built on TSMC's 3nm process. And Serve the Home found that it can be comparable to AMD's flagship Zen 5, at least in quick and dirty benchmarks. But NVIDIA's silence doesn't exactly project confidence in this regard.
5070 level? Yeah.
And then there's the last
You said
definitely
service was too
silent
expensive?
moment during my briefing,
Yeah. It was
when
like
I
10
wanted
years
to
ago,
talk
too.
about power consumption. DGX Spark is designed for about 140 watts, which by my math would give us less than 40 minutes of battery under full load on something like the Asus P16.
What?
So, obviously then, NVIDIA is tuning the laptop variant for a massively lower power profile. But
what?
How much lower? And how much performance is going to be left? A Mobile 57 is rated for about 50 watts, according to Tech Power Up, with Notebook Check noting that it can be
I thought 140. I don't know how much a laptop power wattage. I've never even thought about this. This is the first time I've ever thought about laptop power wattage. I just assumed that, like, you know, like I have a power supply. It's like 800, 1,000, like 1,200, you know, volts. So like I'm like, okay, 120 is like nothing. But like, god damn.
Figured for as high as 100 watts. Well, NVIDIA says that I can expect similar performance, but during our conversation, they also told me that I would be pleasantly surprised by gaming endurance on battery. And that's kind of like a smug expression when I asked, guys, are we talking like 2+ hours away from the wall? I mean, surely there's some efficiency gains from the tight hardware integration, but something isn't mathing here. I guess that's a mystery for later this fall when we get hands-on with shipping hardware and software. For now, we'll be left wondering, when will Linus do the segment? To his sponsor, Asus, who's working on a...
I would say, like, just overall, like, I don't think that a lot of these, like, nothing here to me, like, the technology of the Spark is, like, really cool, but until you can really, like, this is one thing that I would say, like, Apple always did a really good job at, like, is that, especially Steve Jobs, he understood that, you know, tech benchmarks and everything, none of that really matters. Like, show people the way it works and how they're going to be able to use it. I'm not really seeing that. I'm not really seeing this be like any sort of a force multiplier for like my functionality. If this isn't going to like do anything crazy. What's the most user-friendly? That's just in general, right? Like, for example, like, you see those Huawei, like, that's the Chinese, like, computer manufacturer. Like, whenever you see that they can open it up, like, that's, like, immediately, like, damn, that's really cool. Like, that's a lot, right? And so, I don't know, really, if it's going to be able to do that.
A full lineup of devices featuring the RTX Spark. This one right here is a ProArt system that features Asus's Lumina Pro OLED display technology, doing up to 1600 nits peak brightness with Pantone certification, and a nice little anti-glare coating that's really going to help cut down on reflections.
Nobody even knows. Yeah.
As you guys saw before, shockingly slim for all the performance that it has on tap, and that was no accident. While a large haptic trackpad would normally add significant thickness to the device, Asus is using a new solution that is much thinner. Asus designed everything about these machines for the most discerning of creators, from the large batteries up to 99.9 watt-hours of the P16, to the super slim liquid metal cooling solution, to even the surface finishes that are... Wow. AI hardware at a much larger scale. Check out the recent data center tour.
I just like, I feel like right now, people are just like so deranged. They are. They're so deranged about this, and anytime somebody hears the word AI, they just immediately go crazy. And yeah, Linux is what is this here? It takes all your fingerprints? Yeah, it doesn't show them because it's taking your fingerprints and sending them to the data center, right? And so there's the video, make sure to give it a like. And laptops and G-shit, they go everywhere. I mean, I guess, right? Like, to me, I don't really, like, basically do everything on my phone or on a desktop. Like, I have a laptop, I have a tablet, and I don't really use either one of them, like, that much, right? And all the usual reasons get data centers are stupid. Yeah, I don't want to myself. But, like, yeah, a lot of people paid $6 for butter today. Yeah, it's going to be $7 with the data centers. The only thing being slapped is our wallets. $4,700. That is insane. Linus Blinken is being held at gunpoint by lobbyists. It's giving off, let's not record this video in a boring chair vibe. Here's a tech tip, running on RNNs is more efficient than running on foot. The video is the wonderful word lap slop. Oh my god. And Copilot is so liked and well successful, let's make a more intrusive sequel. People really don't like, I think this is what's happened, right? Is they don't like how intrusive a lot of AI programs are. I have to say, I have to end a little bit earlier today because I have to do something today. But tomorrow we have Summer Games Fest, and so I'll hang out for maybe like 15 minutes, and I've got to go. And so that's my worry. Yeah, no doubt. Did you see Ben's new video? I did see Ben's new video. It was really good. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of AI. Like, I'm like an AI accelerationist. I'm an AI believer. I think that you should go as far as you possibly can with AI. I think that the people that are not doing that are people who just simply want to make AI because they don't want AI to steal their job. And I think that's the only reason they go for it. Like, It's literally that simple. So, not going to retry the boss fight last night? No. I mean, I'll play the game right? Then I'll have like more time to go through everything. So, yeah. Checklist about House and Senate hearings, about Hassan, please. I'll have to look in that later on. I don't know. There are legit concerns, but the game is way overblown. Yeah, like, I mean, I'm actually kind of like a semi-believer. Like, not really. Like, I wouldn't really go on the record and say this, but like, I wouldn't put it past like China, for example, to like be putting out propaganda to make, you know, the Western goyim, to make them angry and hate AI and hate data centers, to make the West have a more anti-competitive advantage against China. Like, I mean, I just, I mean, again, like, this is like a huge conspiracy. I'm not even saying this is happening, but like, you know, it's the first thing my brain does. So, yeah, I just see it in a few weeks. I don't know if they get through everything, but I'll get through as much as I can. China's making laws against AI in the workplace, though. What are your thoughts on that? Well, I don't know what China, like, whenever you say China's making laws against AI in the workplace, I think that, like, you have multiple, like, iron curtains. So, like, number one, like, a lot of things are going to be lost in translation because of, obviously, like, you know, you can't really read it for yourself, so you have to rely on somebody else. And to, like, summarize it and explain it, contextualize it. And also, like, I don't really understand all the details with that. But, like, I'm not seeing a lot of people in Chinese media that seem to have as much, like, with AI now in, like, I think that culturally, the, like, Western audiences have a much more negative perception of AI. I think that's been going on for a while, and it's just more the case now than, you know, it's been in a long time. And I think that the more, you know, things get more expensive and they can blame it on AI, yeah, I mean, that's the kind of stuff, right? Thanks for open breakfast, man. I'm not, I mean, like, I'm doing what I can, right? But, like, I mean, I'm doing whatever I can. But I don't know what else I can do. Resident Evil 4 comes back anytime soon. Probably in like 3 days. Yeah. AI enthusiasts as well. I use local LLMs, checkpoints, diffusion models, but it has way too much hype and doesn't live up to its long-term usage from my experience. I think that if it wasn't useful, you wouldn't have so many people angry about it. I don't. Like, I just don't think so. I think a lot of people don't really know what's going to happen with AI and how it's going to work. And also, like, I can't imagine a technology like that not improving as time goes on. So I think we can just wait and see that happen. You see Cold Fusion video says 20% of YouTube is AI now. I didn't see that, but I think if that information's being provided, I think it's misleading. Because is 20% of YouTube's videos AI? Is 20% of the daily YouTube videos AI? Or 20% of the comments AI? Are 20% of the videos AI or the viewed videos AI? So, like, if you upload 10 videos and one video gets, like, you know, 95% of the views, but it's not AI, but then the other 9 are AI, would it be accurate for you to say that 90% of the videos are AI whenever nobody's watching them? No, they wouldn't be. So I think that you can present that data in a way that is upsetting and it's, you know, alarming. And so when I hear a number like that, that's like a crazy percentage that I think is just, like, I hear that number and I'm like, that sounds like a bullshit number. I'm assuming that they're probably using some degree of alarmism or something that's misleading in order to scare people into thinking something. It's sensationalized. Yeah, that's just generally the way that I see it. AI thumbnails? Well, yeah, I mean, most people use AI thumbnails. Like, and the reason why is because it's a good tool. Am I supposed to tag you in? No, I don't do that. Please review that. Don't put me up. I have no idea. Yeah. Did you look at Reddit today? I did. I'll look at it tomorrow, too. People want hate AI whenever they get AI attack rolls. Yeah. Will AI steal your job? I think that you will have AI streamers who are able to be very successful and build an audience, but I don't think that people care about, like, I mean, I think the answer is yes and no, right? Like, I think that people will have to expect to compete against AI streaming, like Game of Thrones almost. It's the same as, like, for example, where it's like, kind of like, how can a real woman be as attractive or, you know, like, appealing, right, visually, as, like, this AI cat girl? You can just make her boobs as big as you want, and she never ages, right? And so, like, and she's, you know, her skin's perfect and everything. So, I think that in general, like, there's always going to be asymmetries there, and ultimately, you know, it depends on who the person is and how they're going to be able to market themselves. That's fuck that major is video earlier and what he got really wrong. I don't care what they got wrong because Ben's in her life. Like, I don't care about some, like, legal specific. Why would I care about that? Like, again, like, I don't... When the law is being used as a way to protect people, like, the law isn't what's important. What's important is that the spirit of the law is upheld. So to the extent that the law is broken, but it's being broken in a way that the spirit is upheld, that's the reason why you have judges. That's the reason why you have, juries. It's because everybody knows that things are more complicated than that. And the rules are the rules, yes, but at the same time, there are infinitely many exceptions, reasonings, and expectations. That's what I would say. He has all good intentions. Like, I'm sure, there's a million things that you can do, like, he was jaywalking in the video, oh my god. Like, what are we doing here, right? Who cares? Like, what was he doing in bad faith? That's the question. Could the officers talking about hydros with the Airbnb host? No, I didn't see that at all. What game are you excited to see tomorrow? I don't know. That's a good question. So I grant that. Yeah, I read your comment. That's just not relevant. I get it. Once you understand what's the chat, don't have any rules. Next Fuck Showcase will go an hour, or will go on an hour earlier than we usually go live. We'll make time this Sunday. No, I'm probably just I'm not gonna watch it live. If it's starting at 12, then I'll just watch it whenever, whenever I go live. NTE new update drop? Yeah, I saw that. I played a little bit of the game, but I haven't really been, I've really been focused on playing PoE. That's been my main focus, and I'm probably gonna play that until I beat all the content in PoE, and then I'm gonna quit the game until... Did you drop the grenade? I did. The game was terrible. Like, I played the demo. It's a terrible game. The PoE patch dropped like 30 minutes ago. Big sleep changes. Yeah, I have no idea. Was Fake Keeper bad? It wasn't bad, but
Yo, mate, I appreciate it.
The only thing that I didn't like about the game is that I didn't like how you had to like from like an archer that you couldn't really hit. I thought that was just really cheesy and stupid. And like it makes it harder, yeah, but like Gatekeeper, it's definitely not as good as Gatekeeper. Like I'm very much just annoying. Yeah, it sounds stressful. Like yeah, and ultimately like any game. This is what I said like yesterday, right? Any game that adds in tension that like just in my opinion that feels unnecessary. I just lose interest with that game because I don't like. I try to avoid tension in my life. Period. So like any point, any person, any adds tension into my life, I immediately try to remove it. Like it doesn't matter whether it's a video game, whether it's a person, whether it is a a movie, like anything that makes me and gives me tension. I don't want tension in my life. Just
yeah, just to get an idea from the
yeah, it just feels annoying.
Oh no.
publicizing stuff capabilities don't do it. Like, even though you chose not.
I'll be back on in a bit.
Most people